feel right. Hosting just jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family reunification, bring loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track. Sitting with the hurt and the harm in one room. Let truth breathe easy so grace can bloom. Victim offender mediation, step by step. Teaching how to listen and make a safe rep. From cell blocks to classrooms, from courts to the street. Designing programs where real people meet. Community centers and facilities too. Building bridges that carry us through. 50 states traveled, a map full of skies. Showing how to journey with wide open eyes. Workshops and pages, your wisdom in ink. When the world needs mending, you help it rethink. Host of just jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family reunification, bring loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track. Host out.
We made it to Monday. This is like the first time ever that LinkedIn actually went live before YouTube. So I don't know what this is. Guys, it is the last Monday of November. Two amazing guests. They're going to be in the same exact screen because they are an awesome married couple. I cannot wait to show you who my new friends are, let you know all the cool stuff about them. But first, I got to give you a couple updates because do you notice there's a little bit different background? I spent all day yesterday rearranging my studio, that is also my storage room, and I'm trying to figure out how to fill the background because I didn't like what I had the other way that I was set up. So if you guys have some suggestions, what would you want to see on the side? I'm thinking, I don't know how to like nail a hammer thingy in the wall, so I don't want to really put anything that's up there unless somebody comes over and helps me. So trying to decide. I got my little baby globe over here, but it's not really tall enough or big enough. So that's different this time. But next month, guys, next Monday. Now remember, Just Jacks and Guests airs every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Monday, first Monday in December. Can you even believe it? I tell you, time is going way fast, guys, but I'm going to change it up. So some of you guys have been literally watching Just Jacks pretty much every single week since I launched in April. Guys, that's a lot of Jackie. So thank you very much for tuning in. Those of you that watch on the replay, those of you that can catch only a minute or two, guys, I feel it and I appreciate it. We have had so many different guests on the show, almost always the two guests. There's been sometimes it's been one guest. Sometimes I've done a just kind of open stage and been up here by myself without a scheduled guest. And there's a couple times we've done some group things. Well, December is going to look pretty wild. We do have one night that's a normal with two different guests. But next Monday, we're going to be unveiling something. And it's super cool because it is all about the H3 network. If you don't know what the H3 network is, guys, you got to figure it out. You can follow it on YouTube. You can follow it on LinkedIn. You can, all the things are right there. Make sure that you're subscribing to their website as well, because guys, if you even like a little bit of the thought of re-entry, about social justice, about recovery, about learning to kind of start over, learning how to make changes, you want to support this network. I got to tell you, that's how I know my friends that are the guests tonight from the H3 network. But next week, you're going to get to meet a few more of them. They are doing a takeover of Just Jacks and Guests. I cannot wait. Next Monday is going to be a totally different show. We are actually going to show some clips of some fun times with the H3 network to start off the holiday special for them. So super excited for that. I'm not going to give it all away, but I definitely want a teaser because you want to be here next week. It's going to be so fun. Oh, I love seeing some people in the house already. I see Noah Asher. Hello, H3 Mr. Guy. Sharon, I appreciate you being here. And Chasen. Oh, Chasen, you're just bopping from one show to another. I love it. Christy, the same thing. Hello, my friend. Always glad to see you guys. Linda, I'm so thankful you could make it today. You are getting to be a very busy lady. I love it. Marcia, thank you. Thank you. Oh, some pictures of some of the favorite places. Ooh, I might be able to do something like that, but then I got to figure out how to hang them up. So I'll have to figure that out for sure. So, oh, Mr. Bill Hobbs is in the house. So Hunter and Kristina, if y'all don't know Bill, Bill is actually how I got to know Noah. It's all because of him. He's amazing. I've met him in person. So super cool. So thankful to know him. Jeremy, I'm so glad to see you here too. You are going to love the guest tonight. I am just telling you for sure. Dr. Marcia, oh, I appreciate you being here as well. I didn't see you last week. I don't know if you made any of the show or not, but I held up your book, lady, because I got it in the mail just in time for my show on Monday. I had told you when you were a guest that I was going to order it, and I showed you my screen. I forgot to hit submit. So it took a little bit longer to get it in. So I haven't read it yet, but I promise you I shared it. I showed it off because I'm so proud of the work you're doing and so many people that are authors and getting their stories out and really letting people know who they are, what they stand for. And it's super important for me to help hype people. Leanne, thank you so much for making it. We said hi to Christy. And Mr. David Causey, first one to actually write in the comments tonight. So I always appreciate that because you guys could be doing absolutely anything else that you wanted to. Literally anything. But tonight we're coming together to talk about some pretty intense stuff, but we're going to have fun. You are going to love these two. Like seriously, I don't know if there's anybody no one's ever not loved that's came to the stage, but it's really important to recognize that we're going to talk about some tough stuff in between the laughs and the smiles. I was trying to think. I don't think I have truly had a full discussion in any capacity from any of the guests specifically on recovery. And so I do want to put this out there. If for any reason you are struggling with yourself in terms of addiction, in terms of recovery, if you think there's going to be any triggers going on for you tonight, it's okay to press mute. It's okay to take a minute for yourself. It's okay to just get off the show. Feel free to reach out if you need any other support as well. Okay. Because, sometimes we do talk about the tough topics and sometimes they really help people feel like they're not alone and that they're working through things. And other times it can be just a little bit of a struggle. I also want to recognize, at least here in America, we do have the Thanksgiving holiday coming up this week. And the holidays can be rough for a lot of people, especially when you have a loved one that's still incarcerated. Maybe you yourself have been incarcerated and you're still trying to acclimate, and holidays are not as warm and fuzzy as maybe you would hope they would be, or that it was something that doesn't really sit well for you for whatever reason it is. So I just want to really thank you for wanting to be here, wanting to hype these two awesome humans. And the only other thing that I'm going to share before I bring them on stage, because I'm ready for them. Guys, you got them the full show. So they're going to be in the same screen, but they got the whole show. And we're going to do like normal. When I have guests on, they get questions from me. They're going to get questions from you if you put any in the actual chat. So guys, if you don't know, the LinkedIn stream was really jacked up this weekend. So if you lose signal or it's hard to keep track on LinkedIn, feel free to go to YouTube. YouTube, I've got it kind of scroll. Oh, that's my website. Let me scroll the other one for a minute because you can go to my actual YouTube. Oh, that's another one. Man, I got too many little banners going. If you guys don't have a banner yet, you know that it gets confusing. So Jackie Hallberg, LMSW, you can pull it up on YouTube if it's easier for you to watch over there, and the comments will come there too as well. And I want to give a special shout out to Miss Lisa Fabric because it is her birthday today. I actually did a post this morning about my long-term pen pal for over 40 years from Trinidad, and I tagged her in it because she's in Trinidad right now as we speak. And then somebody told me it was her birthday, and I'm like, what is the chances? So she's actually in the house with us tonight. So I think that's super cool that she is spending some of her birthday time with us. I see Mr. Kenny Dunner's in the house. Kinga's in the house. Oh, I appreciate you. We had a wonderful phone call last night. Super cool. Sharon is in the house. Guys, we got some good stuff going. Oh, let's see what Bill says. Oh, Noah, do you say that? He said, I rocked the chapter. So Mr. Noah Asher has his new book, I Hear Keys Out, and he actually had different people do a talk about each chapter, and I was chapter 2, and Bill actually heard me. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate you greatly. Okay, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Let me tell you the one more thing. Some of you guys know I am trying to be a living kidney donor. Okay. So I hit a weight loss goal this weekend to get me not quite to the next level, but I'm getting close. So I still have 10-ish pounds to lose, depending on if we talk about my scale or the doctor's scale. They actually have weight goals for trying to be nice and give a kidney away. It's the weirdest thing. And I'm not doing this to minimize or to connect specifically to the recovery discussion, but I am in full honesty. I absolutely, without a doubt, have food addiction. I have, especially an addiction to sugar. It is something that from a very young age, it became part of my lifestyle when I was stressed, when I was happy, when I was sad, when I was lonely, all of the above. And my weight has literally yo-yoed between 150 pound, 130-pound difference over probably the last 3 decades of my life. I feel more fit. I feel more in control of myself right now because I do have a goal to lose this weight for somebody else, not just to try to fit into other clothes or something like that. So when we're talking recovery tonight, I want you to remember that if you don't know somebody personally in recovery, if you don't know somebody that has struggled, it is not just what maybe you've seen on a TV show or what you see on a news or social media busting somebody. It's not always the same drug of choice. It might be something like a food addiction. It might be a gambling addiction or different things. But tonight, guys, I want to give them full stage right now because I am babbling way too much because I just love seeing so many people in the comments. Keep them coming. Send some questions because they are going to be doing their stuff and introducing themselves and jumping right in. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Yay!
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Aren't they the cutest? I totally called them out the other day. We were on a Zoom call and I'm like, you two are freaking holding hands, aren't you? Right in front of just as single as possible over here. And I'm like, they're so cute. I love it. Guys,
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
oh, guys, we got to out them for a minute before we jump into their questions. Hunter, you've probably seen in the comments the last couple of weeks, he's been trying to be here. Kristina, it is her first time seeing Jess Jackson guest, and she's a guest. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Talk about like just jumping right into the fire. And then Hunter and Kristina outed themselves again and said this is the first time they've been live, correct, guys?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm like, well, we're streaming to 3 different platforms, right? Why not just jump in full force? So as they're going through, if you guys have questions, I'll try to get to them. I want to make sure to give them some time and then throw the questions and I'll scroll through as much as I can for them. So who wants to start, Hunter or Kristina?
I'll start.
I love that.
Let's break the ice, yeah.
Hunter, let's share with the audience. Let's share with me too, because I don't know your answers and I don't know if Kristina does either. Share 2 things that you specifically, now don't say Kristina's things. This is for you, Hunter. What are 2 things that you have done or accomplished that you are proud of yourself for, or that it makes you happy to know that you did it?
The number one thing would be my recovery. In my life currently, that is probably the most important thing next to God. It took a lot to get where I'm at today. Years and years of going in and out of jail, in and out of homelessness. And I'm finally at a point in my life where I think I'm past all that. And so that is the biggest thing I'm grateful for this year and right now. And I'm proud of myself for that. The second thing would probably be what we are doing with the H3 network. I'm super proud about that. I know this is a Noah Asher brainchild, but I'm just super happy to be a part of it. I think it's an amazing idea, and I think we're going to change lives. I really do.
I love that so much. And Noah deserves the credit, and every single content creator on his network, and those that are willing to subscribe, those that are willing to support. I mean, it's a lot. You could be choosing to ride off in the sunset and not talk about some of the things in your past, and you're doing this, and people don't have to listen, they don't have to learn. But guys, we've got a ton of people already in the comments. We've got people from multiple states. We've already got a couple different countries in the house here to support you guys. And Hunter, I love those two. Thank you so much for sharing that. Kristina, it's your turn now. Again, don't give credit to the man next to you that you keep wanting to hold his hand. Two things, my dear, that you are proud of for yourself, things that you are happy you've done.
Well, he kind of stole my first one. He didn't know that though, but I am super, super proud of 814 days clean and sober today. I'm so proud of that. It took me a lot to get to where I am, and I shouldn't be here today. Despite my past, I shouldn't be here. But I made it, and this is the longest stretch of time I've ever been clean and sober. So that's my most favorite accomplishment that I'm so proud of myself for. My second is that I'm super proud to be a mom. I love my kids so much. Everything that I do is for them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that too. I can only imagine how difficult it was to say that on a live show, but yet to live it every day, to say, I shouldn't be here. And you are, girl, there's a reason you are here. And that is the one thing that when people start thinking about, you know, their future or what's going on in their day to day, we tend to think very hard about all the ick we've done, the bad stuff that's happened to us, whether people did it to us, we've done it ourselves. But there's a reason in one of the shirts with the H3 network, not dead, not done. I mean, how much better can you say? And I'm so grateful you're here. Did I hear 814?
814 days today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, girl. That is
Amazing.
amazing. I'm so
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Thank you.
Oh, Hunter, switching back to you. So even though you have success, even though you are literally going to be hosting your own show with your beautiful wife here in just another month and a half or so, no matter how talented you are, how many things you've accomplished, you've lived through, you've survived, no matter what education, anything, we as human beings have to grow every single day, or this thing gets mushy and it doesn't get happy. What is one thing that you're willing to share with us that you are still working on and growing in?
Taking criticism. I have a really hard time with that. I've always had time with that. I have a thing with authority. I always have. And I think a lot of it has to do with my upbringing and being incarcerated at a young age. And I don't like being, well, I think everybody doesn't like being told what to do, but I'm especially bad. And so when somebody gives me constructive criticism, sometimes I take it in a different way. And so I'm working on that. I've gotten a lot better than I was before over the last year or two.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest thing I'm working on right now.
I appreciate that so much because, like, you guys were right on time for the show today. You were right on time for all the other things we've been a part of this past week. You know, Noah's just like, oh, they're going to rock the show tonight. And I'm just like, oh, but he doesn't like to get information of how to change or upsell, but that's okay. I'm not going to ask you this, but if you do have, or if you thought you had ADHD, that's classic. Okay. So no matter what your upbringing is, that whole, we want to defend ourselves. We want to say, I don't need that extra help. It's kind of a normal way that our mind plays a trick on us. So if that's your thing, join the club, because this girl does that sometimes too.
It's funny you say that. We were just talking about that today, actually. Yeah. My wife diagnosed me, so.
I'd say that's better than some clinical diagnosis.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's with you 24 hours a day, right? Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing, Hunter. Kristina, same question for you. I mean, you've got some pretty cool accomplishments going on. What is the area you're growing in?
Whew, there's so many, but I'd say probably the biggest one is I'm like all gas, no brakes sometimes. And it can be pretty intense. And I have a certain way of doing things, and I feel like I'm always trying to crunch everything into a short amount of time, and then everything goes south. So I'm working on that. I think it has a lot to do with my ADHD. So I'm really glad that you brought that up because I'm unmedicated ADHD. And I am trying to learn how to cope around that because the medication that I was on, it's not an option for me to get back on it due to my being clean and sober and stuff like that. So learning how to cope around those symptoms is something that I'm working on
You're
big
doing
time.
a great job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for supporting her, Hunter. And Kristina, thank you for being willing to share that, because so many people think that if something wrong is going on in our world, oh, just go to the doctor, get a prescription. Oh, just go start doing this meditation or something. Every one of us responds differently to certain things. And depending on what our lifestyle was before, depending on what our health, just having some kind of a physical health thing may preclude us from taking certain medications or different things. And it doesn't mean that you're less than or that you're not going to have as fulfilling of a life. Because guys, I literally put on some of my documents, ADHD is my superpower, because it means that you are tapping into different parts of your brain at a higher, fast pace than most traditional brains do. And what that means is it can feel very chaotic to us and it can feel chaotic to the other people, but it's actually a blessing because your brain wants to work. Our brains want to be excited. Our brains do not want to be bored. And then when they're trying to keep you on track, it's like a whole nother wild thing. So I love that you guys both outed yourself. I love that you guys can support you in that, but please know your ADHD, possibly his ADHD, my ADHD, we can all manifest it different. And sometimes when his is in full flight, yours might not be, and it can be a whole fun game. So I love that you guys are supporting each other. It makes my heart happy for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to switch it up and start with Kristina. So this is my last question for you guys. Then we'll get some of the different questions that are going on. And then you guys can just talk about yourself too.
Okay.
And we have this really cute clip I'm going to play of you guys, but we're going to get people to know you a little bit more before I play that. Kristina, pretend Hunter's not next to you. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, with or without him, with or without the kid, no money worries at all, where would you go to right now?
If I had to choose one place, I would most definitely pick, I know it's not very far from where I'm at now, but South Dakota, Rapid City, South Dakota, and visit my family, my dad, my sister.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Like literally, I told you it didn't matter how much money, where it was, and you picked family. And I can only imagine, based on some of the things you've shared in some of your posts recently, that's a pretty powerful thing for you to even want that. So I love that for you. I can guarantee not one guest since I've done this show in April has said they wanted South Dakota as their place of choice. So you are just knocking it off the park. I love that so much. And I hope you get there soon when it works out and when it's a good plan for you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Hunter, same thing. We're pretending she's not looking at you right now.
Okay, I got one question though. Do I
Yes.
get to live there, or are we just visiting?
You're just visiting, but I'm not going to tell you how many days. It could be overnight. It could be the weekend. It could be 2 weeks, a month, however long you feel like going, because there's no budget and no guarantee that she's coming with you, because she might be up in South Dakota when you decide to leave.
Okay. I think I would go to the Big Apple, New York City. I don't know. It just seems awesome there. I see it on TV all the time. I have everything I want here where I'm at now. And so it would just be for fun. And I would just go there, check it out. And, it's got a lot of history, I think.
I love that so much. Like, I am not a super big city person myself. The town I'm in is rather small. It's not like microscopic, but it's pretty small. And I travel a lot. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I've been to all 50 states, and
Oh, wow.
I did 26 of them by myself. But I tried really hard to avoid some of the big cities. I did deal with Boston, and that was I got out of there as quick as I could, because those roads were meant for goats way back in the day when people had goats pulling carts. And
Yeah.
My GPS could not tell me if I was supposed to turn right or left or halfway right and then left or anything. So that was fun. But to hear you wanting to go to the Big Apple, I think that is great because it's something that you just kind of lit up when you said that, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's why I asked that question, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I bet he wants to go here. I wonder if she'd go there. I wonder if they're going to pick the same place. And you guys get to come up with whatever it is for you. So I love that. You guys were so great. Okay. This is the time that we get to turn it over to you guys, but I do want to pull up an image real quick. So listen to that name. Say it out loud with me, everybody. Hope
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 Junkies.
Junkies. How cool is that? Like taking on the name, putting that hope into it. I couldn't even ask for a cooler title of anybody's podcast. Like, I don't think it could get better than that. They are actually going to be going to their channel is going to be dropping on January 8th. So it's going to be a weekly show, correct, guys?
Yes, it's going to be a
Yes.
weekly show.
Yep. And you'll be able
Every
to
Thursday.
check out through YouTube, through the H3 network. And that's going to be something that, I mean, they're going to be in the hot seat because they're not going to be guests on this. They are the host and hostesses with the mostesses. And I cannot wait to support you guys and to see what you guys come up with. So now I want to turn it over to you guys. What do you want to share with the audience? What is something that you're just like, yep, I'm ready to talk to these guys about this. I want to share about this. Either one of you guys can start.
Well, since we're on the topic, let's talk about our new show that's coming out January 8th. It's a big deal for both of us. Neither me or Kristina have ever done anything like this. And I think God works in mysterious ways. And I think he brought us right where we needed to be. And I think that not only does it help other people, but it helps us. So we kind of do it selfishly because talking about our recovery, helping other people with their recovery, all that keeps us sober, because you have to remember, why you're doing it, where you came from, and what your next step is always. So this helps us to do that. Plus we get to meet some really cool individuals. We meet a lot of new people every week. And I find myself talking to people I never thought I'd talk to, some pretty famous people sometimes. And yeah, we just love it. It's a great time and we get a bond. It's cool that we get to do it as a married couple. And so it helps us, in our relationships. It gives us something, that we both like to do and that we both are passionate about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really glad that he brought up that we kind of do it selfishly because it helps us along the way, talking about all the things that we talk about, and bringing awareness to addiction and struggles and incarceration and, from A to Z. So it's humbling. It's been really humbling. Some of the conversations that we've had with some of these amazing people, some crazy conversations. Yeah, but it's been amazing.
Yeah.
I just love that because it's like, for so long, guys, addiction was something you did not talk about. You did not talk about any part of it, the beginning, the middle, the end, the recovery, the good stuff. You just pretended it wasn't going on in your family with you as a person. And for you guys to be able to not just feel supported in your recovery when you do talk about it with other people, but the fact that it's going to trickle out to so many other people to realize, holy crap, if Hunter could do it, Kristina could do it, maybe there's a chance I'm going to be ready at some point, or maybe I can get through this next hurdle. Because unless you've been in the type of addiction mode that you guys have shared about, you don't understand the depths it can get to. And so being able to actually connect with somebody, I'm a therapist by background, but I don't practice therapy anymore. I do more accountability work, restorative justice work. And so I don't know quite those levels like I could know. Even if I did, if I didn't walk down that path, I don't know it like you guys do. And I think it's just amazing. You're opening yourself up to that and you're doing it fresh. Like, I've never done something like this, but it's so important to us. Look at us go.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. I like what you said about, for so long, addiction has been, there's been a bad stigma, as there should be, it's not a good thing. But I think the worst thing you can do, whether it's incarceration or addiction, is tell your story and speak about it. Because, if you try to hide from your past, it's not going to work out for you. And nobody wants to live like that, having to hide your past. talk freely about it, not only does it help you feel better, but it helps other people because you're breaking the stigma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're shining a
Yes.
new light on like, okay, this is, you guys have heard of addiction, but this is what it looks like when somebody comes out of it. And too rarely we see that. You know, the statistics are not good as far as addiction, but I believe they can get better. And I think as time goes, they will get better as we find new, different ways, different kinds of treatments. We had a guest on, Dr. Ryan Carruthers, and he's coming out with he just came out with a book, and it's called Beyond the 12. Well, he's coming out with another book, but this is like a workbook. Anyways, it's got a bunch of activities in it. And he kind of just talks about, you know, the different options other than AA and NA, because yes, that is a huge one, but it is not the only way to get sober. And I think a lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
see that and they get nervous or they get intimidated by NA or AA, and they think that's the only way. And it's not, you know, everybody's different, everybody's unique, and your recovery is not going to look like my recovery. You know, our recoveries are different.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
you know, this is all different stuff we try to cover.
Yeah.
Hunter, that is absolutely spectacular that you acknowledge that, because, you know, I'm a lot older than you guys. So I remember the only option was your 12-step program, or you were put into, you know, a recovery clinic. And then they started doing what they would call like intensive outpatient. So you were there for 3 hours, so many days a week. Then it got down to, okay, maybe you were just outpatient 1 day a week. And you know, they've tried different things, but it's like it was always the same size for everybody. So if you came in and day one, you weren't going to jive in a group situation, you were stuck there no matter what. I do want to share with you guys, I didn't share this and I haven't made it publicly announcement yet, but I just got appointed as a new board member for our local recovery agency. It is called Life Align, and their tagline is recovery under any means necessary. So it's
Oh, I
exactly
love
what
that.
you said. Yeah, they actually have a house. So if anybody needs to come, no matter what area of addiction or recovery they are in, and they need a safe space to stay for a little bit during the day, warm up, get a little snack, plug in their phone, maybe play some video games to distract some of those thoughts that are going on. They are available here in our town. And then they also just opened, it's a different nonprofit, but it's kind of the same people. They opened a recovery ranch. So they are actually letting people come to their farm. They are rescuing some of the coolest animals that have had some really rough times. They've got this goat that, oh my gosh, she's Curly, I think is his name. He's got 4 horns that are all squished. They think the mom stepped on him as a baby.
Oh my
And
goodness.
he just runs up to everybody and wants to get loved on. And I'm like, oh. So if y'all want to ever travel to Michigan, if that becomes one of your destinations, I can take you out there. You can love on some animals and you can see what we do. So any
so
means necessary. The fact that you just said, Hunter, that you and Kristina's recovery even looks different, that's what I want people to get. And that's, I think, what you guys want your show to share, is that it's okay to have it look different. It's okay to do different things. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, keep going, guys. You guys are doing so great.
I like that you brought up intensive outpatient, because that's something that I needed for early recovery. Being incarcerated, I think, is what kind of like switched everything for me originally and held me accountable for my actions long enough for me to stay clean and sober. But I was in intensive outpatient, and I had group 3 days a week. Plus I was testing every day, and I was, you know, the works. And so, yeah, that really helped me in early recovery, and that, and doing a 90 and 90, 90 meetings in 90 days religiously. Yeah.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
There's a point I wanted to hit on. Like you were saying earlier, is, you know, not only our recovery is different, but our addictions are different. Like you were saying earlier, you know, there's all kinds of addictions, you know, and you may think you have nothing in common with the guy who has a problem gambling, but you guys actually have the same problems that drive it, you know? I think the biggest factor in addiction, personally, is what I feel, is mental health. And so I think that if you don't have a good understanding of how your mind works and what problems you have, you're going to keep battling addiction. You know, I
course.
didn't really start doing good in my recovery until I went and seen a psychiatrist, and they told me, look, you got all these different diagnoses, and I had no idea.
Right.
And so once I started handling that and taking care of that and focusing on my mental health, it was a huge game changer. You know,
Absolutely.
I think mental health is huge.
Yeah, it is.
That's so huge. And if you break it down for those of us that don't understand that our brains may have a mental illness that does need some different types of intervention, we end up self-medicating because we need something, and nobody tells us, hey, what feels good right now to get you through this little icky part of your brain is going to become a lifelong addiction, or is going to become something that you end up changing who you are because of it. Because right now when you start, you're just doing it just to feel good for that day, and then it just escalates. And the fact that you pointed that out, Hunter, kind of contradicts your whole thing about people telling me what to do or something, because you listen to that, doctor. Look at you go.
I'm learning and changing. Yeah.
I love it so much. I really do. Guys, I want to get to a couple questions before I get you back. So first
Sure.
of all, you guys got to hear my intro music. You, Hunter, you've heard it before. I don't know if you stayed to the end. I also have a song at the out. Now, you guys have, your full whatever you want, but my friend Mike is the one that actually created that music for me. I did not do it because that's way over my brain power. He just asked if you guys need a song for your show. So if you guys want to think about that and let me know, I would be happy to connect you with
Yes.
Oh,
He
yay.
said yes.
That
of
is
course,
the
yes.
one thing. I have the video, I have the visuals. I just do not have a good song. So yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Absolutely.
I'm on LinkedIn if you want to go ahead and connect and just get a
Oh.
hold of me and we'll set that up. Thank you.
Mike, you are amazing. He amazes me all the time, and he knows I'm horrible with checking DMs, and yet he still is so supportive. And to see him do that is just amazing. It makes my heart so good. So
Yeah.
Sharon has said a couple things. She has said that mental health is critical. She also said ADHD is a superpower. So she totally agreed with us on that. He said he will connect with you. I love that so much.
Thanks,
We
Mike.
heard of 100 some short-term solutions. I love that. Oh, Enrique's here. Guys, you got some great people showing up to support. If you guys are new to getting into the show, if you guys hadn't been here earlier in the day, this is their first time ever doing a live, and they are knocking it literally out of the park.
I
love
sure
it.
hope so.
You are doing great.
We're
Don't doubt
warming
yourself.
up.
But the thing is not just warming up, you are authentic. You guys did not come on here to try to act a certain way or anything. And that is the most important thing ever, because sometimes people come into a show or they're coached by somebody, make sure you talk about this or don't show this. I get so many DMs. Like, that's why I get buried in LinkedIn, is like all these people wanting me to buy this product and sign up for this class and follow their business. And I'm like, you have literally not told me anything about you as a human. Why would I go spend money with you? Why would I trust you? There's literally 500 other people trying to sell me the same thing. We got to get to know each other as people. And that's when people start respecting each other. And that's when they start learning from each other. So this is a random question from my dear friend, Charles. He has some of the more interesting questions. If you were a food, Kristina, what food would you be and why?
Oh my goodness.
Hunter, get thinking about your answer too.
Let me think about that. I just, the first thing that just popped into my mind is sushi, because I just love it so much. I could be sushi. I could be it.
I love
I could
that.
eat it constantly. I could do that.
So we are not going out to dinner because I won't find anything to eat at that place. But I respect your wishes. Hunter, what kind of food you gonna be?
I'd be a smoothie because I don't want to get chewed up, and I can't think of another food that you just swallow.
That is the cutest thing ever.
I want to go out gently,
Guys, I think it's time to play your clip. Are you guys ready? Because I'm like so excited.
Yeah, of course.
Like, so for those of you, we kind of gave a tiny teaser in the beginning, and I'm not going to give it all away, but next Monday is it's the 1st of December, and the H3 network is taking over the Just Jackson guest show. And we are going to show a bigger clip of a different part of the special, but They are going to be launching their holiday special here really soon, December 1st. Ding, ding, ding. So make sure that you are following them. Again, it's H3 Network. It's super easy to follow. I think I even tagged them in this post. So if you're on LinkedIn, go back and you can check actually and click on that, and then you can follow along because the episode is amazing. It's hilarious. Hunter, Kristina, Noah, and the gang and I were together a couple times last week, and every time I think of your guys' answers and how you responded on some things, I just find myself laughing and laughing. So I guarantee I am never deleting this clip from my computer. So if I need a laugh, if I'm having a bad day, I'm just going to picture Hunter answering these questions. This is a cute little clip that is from the H3 Network's holiday special. Get ready, guys, because you're going to laugh too. Ready?
Hands on the balance right here. I'm ready. Against all odds.
So Hunter has his
Go.
Let it
earplugs going in.
snow, let it 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 snow,
I'm gonna lose this, man.
let it snow.
Let's go.
Let it snow,
Let's go. Let's go.
let it snow,
You're sabotaging this. You don't know anymore.
let it snow, let it snow, let it.
Let's go to. No, it's not. Let's go.
Let it snow, let
Let-
it snow.
It just looks like you're saying, "Let's go. Let's go. Let's go."
That was so much fun. It
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
much fun.
I can't even imagine what it must have been like watching you guys do that like the first time, because like I've only watched it on repeat in what we got sent from Noah. And guys, the real show is much longer than that. I think you guys both had like 2 to 4 words like twice. I think it was like 2 times back and forth for you.
Yeah.
So Hunter also tries to describe words too. Christina, I'm not going to give it away, but when you watch it, when he does snow, I about lost it, guys. Like literally.
Oh, that was fun. Noah was sitting there cracking up the whole time.
Yeah. It was so much fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. In case you guys don't know, so the game is do you hear what I hear? And so you put headphones in and the other person has to mouth words to you and you have to guess what they're trying to say to you. And it's a lot harder than it
Oh,
looks.
so hard.
I
It
went
was
in there
so hard.
super confident and came out embarrassed. So you know,
You're sabotaging me.
I'm a sore loser.
I was literally trying to help him more.
Yeah.
Well, and it was like you were trying to enunciate so clearly, Christina. And once he got let go, he wasn't understanding another word. He's like,
He
I
was
know
not
it.
understanding it, yeah, for sure.
I couldn't think of another word that could possibly look like that.
But you did know it was supposed to be holiday themed, though, right?
Yeah, I do. Now,
Yeah.
looking back now, I'm like, how did I not see that? But
But you know, seeing you in that moment, though, it shows that natural adrenaline, the stuff that the brain gives us when we think we're gonna, you said you were competitive, you don't want to lose type of a thing.
Yeah.
Our brain almost puts us into that fight or flight mode. And I promise, regardless what addiction you have ever struggled with as a human, our brains want those natural endorphins, dopamine, adrenaline, all the cortisol, all the stuff that only our brain can shoot off when it wants to. And usually it's when we're in a high stress, fearful situation. I mean, even those kids that are like trying to do those weightlifting for football practice and their arms are like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden their brain's like, if you drop this, you're going to die. So I'm going to give you this burst of adrenaline. Next thing you know, they get a PR in weightlifting. And I'm like, how did you do that? You know, our brains are amazing, beautiful creatures, but sometimes we don't know how to activate them. So I loved being able to see it in you, having that almost a flight or fight response. Like if I can't get, let's go, we're gonna go off. But guys, you got to wait until you see the full special. So next week on Just Jacks, we're not showing the whole hour special, but it's going to be released on the H3 network. But we're going to do a really fun clip next week, and you may recognize some of the people in the clip. So I'm super excited for that. Okay, guys, let's turn it back over to you guys. What else do you want to share with the group? Is there anything else you want to talk about yourselves personally, about your growth on LinkedIn? Because we want to support you and get to know you more and be ready to see all this stuff from Hope Junkies coming up. Is there anything else about your show? Anything else that you were hoping to share with the guests tonight? Because you guys still got some time.
yeah. So there's one important thing that I want to note, and it is what makes this show special. Because there's a lot of shows that cover addiction out there. I didn't know until we started ours, and I was looking and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of these. But what makes ours special is that you do not just get one perspective. you don't just get the male perspective, you don't just get the female perspective, but you get the male and the female perspective. And we have totally different upbringings. Me personally, I grew up in and out of foster care, juvenile hall. My family, there was a lot of drugs and crime in my family. Whereas her, it's night and day. You know, her mom was a correctional officer. Her sister was a sheriff. Her father was a really good dad, and she grew up. And so it just shows you that it doesn't matter what walks of life you come from. You know, anybody can land themselves addicted. But yeah, so I think that's what's special about our show. And I don't know if you want to add anything onto that, but
I totally agree with that. To give a little bit of insight, on my upbringing, two totally different upbringings. My mom and my dad were married all the way up until my mom passed, and and it's so crazy how we came together, and now we're here doing the show and we're sharing. Oh, I want to give up so much about our show. I really do, but I don't want to give up too much. But we have some amazing guests that we have had come on our show. And actually, my sister, who's been on both sides, so she's been a sheriff, she's been a CO, and she was in addiction. She was incarcerated, and it's just, she's seen all of it, literally all walks of those different lives. And now we're going to have her on our show as well. And so it's going to be really cool for her perspective to come out on the screen. It's going to be really awesome.
absolutely.
That is amazing.
And I think that's the best part about the show is the guests. You guys will get bored of us, but the guests, we like to keep them interesting. We have some pretty cool people that have been through some crazy things. I think a couple weeks ago we had a guy who was sentenced to life at 15 years old, and now he's a paralegal, and so he works in the law field, and he works in criminal defense, and so it's just a complete 360, you know. And it happens, yeah. So you stay tuned, you know. Make sure you follow H3 Network on all platforms, on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, you know, and stay tuned, because there's going to be some cool, it's not just our show. There's a bunch of shows coming out. And what's great about this network, and when Noah said it to me, caught me off guard, because I had never heard of anything like it. And as far as I know, this is the first of its kind. And it is all justice impacted content creators, you know, and there's shows coming out every day of the week. We're on over 1 million tablets inside of prisons and jails across the country. We're here to make a big impact, and I am just so blessed that I met Noah. I actually hit Noah up to be a guest on his podcast, and I ended up having my own podcast. It's just crazy.
He has that impact on people, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, no, life changing. I'm so happy I met him. He's the coolest boss ever. And so stay tuned, guys, because we got some cool stuff coming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Guys, that is so cool. So you kind of preface like, you'll get sick of talking to me. No, because guess what? You two, just tonight, since we've been together, it's like you have this warm and inviting, kind of silly, kind of serious vibe that is so real. And there are so many people, when they do tell their reentry story, they tell their recovery story. It is they want to act very professional. And you guys are coming across as professional, but you guys are coming across so warm and welcoming. I'm like, what do I want to tell you guys about my life? I'll just sit here and just spill my beans too. I just love it. So
let's talk about you, Jackie.
I could go, you would be like, how did I, oh my gosh, you know, yeah, there's stuff. I don't care what people look like. I don't care. Just like Kristina was saying, you know, we can all look different. We all got stuff in our past. We've all got different things that have been our own personal hurdles, demons, things we've survived, things we didn't. And too many people in this world, and I do think this is a reason that can lead to things like incarceration, recovery issues, addiction issues, is that we compare ourselves to other people. And one of the things that I'm so happy about is, you know, you kind of mentioned, Hunter, about it's not just the man's perspective. It's not just the white woman's perspective. It's also the family dynamic, because there may be times that one of you may encounter a different trigger that you guys hadn't ever had before. And you guys have to deal with it as individuals and then as a couple. But there is not enough research, there's not enough support, there is not enough medical documentation on women in any capacity, in mental health, in physical health, in addiction. and being able to have your face connected to this, Kristina, you are going to open the door for some young women and some older women that have tried to keep it hush hush, that have tried maybe to go to recovery in 5 million different ways, and the doors were shut on them because they were given what worked before for men, what worked before for people with this kind of an addiction versus this, or they might have tried to pretend like you weren't really an addict. And I'm sorry if that's an offensive term towards you. I'm trying to think of their mentality, because you had a family upbringing that had people in corrections and things like that. So sometimes the providers, and I am one of them, sometimes us as a providers, we have to be very aware of our own unconscious bias. We have to be very open to treating each one of you as individuals, every other man, every other woman as unique individuals, because your guys' stories are not just different for a reason. They're different because you guys are different humans. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. And what I love about you, Jackie, is your dedication. And I think that a lot of people that work in treatment are in it for the wrong reasons,
Mhm.
whether it's money or just feel good about themselves. But I feel like you genuinely care. And I think that they're going to love you at that. Now that you're on the board over there, I think that that was a good choice on their part.
I
And
appreciate
yeah, that's
that.
super cool. That's super
Thank
cool. But yeah, thank you.
Everyone likes a good success story, right?
Yeah.
you. Mhm.
So I literally went from sleeping outside, okay, with my dog. Didn't have kids yet. I was um, unhoused. I was emaciated. I was depressed. I was all of these things. I'm unmedicated, self medicating. And now I live in a home that is purely mine, that we bought and outright. And it's extremely humbling, because just in such a short amount of time, the success that we were able to accomplish um, is just baffling. It is baffling, but that is what it's like being sober. That's the miracles that they talk about in AA, and just in general everywhere. The miracles that can happen, and if you just stay focused, stay clean and sober, and work towards a better life for yourself and for your children. And now I'm a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids, and well, 3 kids and one on the way.
I didn't know that.
No, you didn't?
Yeah,
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. We
Thank
got
you.
2 girls and soon to be 2 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No way.
yeah.
Oh, guys, you guys are like the little cute little family. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Guys, she's expecting number 4.
Yeah, if you had asked us a few years ago, what we thought our life would look like today, I can guarantee you that my expectations would have been a lot lower. When you get sober, and I hope that, if there's anybody who's watching this that's currently in active addiction, I hope you listen to this. When I got sober, all I wanted was my own apartment, a car, and my kids. I wanted my kid back. And now, not only did I get my child back, instead of an apartment, now I own a house. I own 2 vehicles. I have a beautiful wife, and I have 3 more kids. And so sobriety brings all kinds of blessings that you never expected. And I didn't shoot for any of this. It kind of just was like, it just kept happening. It was like happening to me, and that's the crazy part about sobriety, is that it will take you to places you never imagined possible. Your quality of life in addiction is so much lower than it could be, and once you get sober, that's really all it takes. Just get sober, stay sober, one day at a time, and your life will get better.
Absolutely.
There's nobody that's ever gotten sober and said, I regret that.
And I put myself in over the years that I was in addiction and active addiction, I put myself in so many different rehabs, but I never gave up. I continued to push for sobriety. It was really hard being unhoused and outside with my dog. There were times where I was sleeping on a park bench or just in the grass, because I was just been up for so long and just ended up passing out and stuff. So that's where I was at. And then I just continued to push towards a better life. And the best thing that ever happened to me was finally being arrested and incarcerated for a little bit. That
You
was
don't
like
hear that often.
literally the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I've seen that officer since, and I have thanked him for arresting me that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk
Sometimes that's what
about powerful. I mean, guys, recovery is not easy. So we're not going to sugarcoat that. I can't even imagine what both of your bodies and your brains went through detoxing, but then also just making even, okay, I'm, how do I say this? So when you're in active addiction, it becomes your new normal, you know? So even though whatever your life was before that, this becomes your new normal. So us outsiders are kind of like, how could he be doing that? How could she live on a park bench? That's not, you know, that becomes your new normal. So not only when you become someone going through recovery and willing to step outside of that addiction, not only are you having kind of that thought process change going on, your body is physically going through changes. And that is like one of the strongest things humans can do is to get sober. And there's still a little bit too much stigma. There's too many people shaming people that have been in addiction. And I've said this a lot of times in terms of general crime, every single one of us is one decision away from being on the other side.
Yeah.
And it could be something that you have a surgery and the pain medicine hits you in a different way. It could be you're at a party, you're with your friends, you start dating somebody and you weren't going to use something, but they are. So I'll just try it this one time. One decision, one decision. Sometimes people are actually given something that they don't even know is in something else that they're taking.
Yeah.
And so those people that are going to judge, it could be them in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. I don't wish that on anybody. I wish nobody had to get to that addiction level. But things like what you guys are doing, what the H3 is bringing to light and letting you guys have Hope Junkies as a, you got your own show. You got your own show. You are already meeting with so many people. And even though they keep saying we've had our interview or our meetings with guests and stuff, they're not going to start showing them until January. So it's all a recorded thing. So it won't be a live like this. But the shows that you guys are going to be unleashing to the world are literally going to save lives.
Right.
I'm so
Yes.
What we
Yes.
hope.
Oh, don't even need to hope. It's already doing it. It is
It
already
is.
Well, I'm a hope junkie.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I love that so much. Guys, this hour went by so fast.
oh, is it already?
No, it has not over yet. What?
We've got 5 minutes and we're done. I want to
Oh my
make
goodness.
sure that you guys go through after the show at some point, even if it's in a day or two or something. So much love has been given to you guys in the comments. I mean, of course, we know Kristina is going to be sending you love, but there's some people that I don't think you guys probably have noticed or connected with before, because there's a lot of people that are just like, oh my gosh, welcome, or hi, you are connecting with people that needed to hear this tonight for whatever reason, whether it's somebody that's down the road, maybe they're having a little bit of not hope in their life, even regardless of addiction issues, and you guys are rocking it. Guys, can you all just give them a huge shout out, because this was our first live ever talking about very intense stuff. We didn't just talk about, oh, what's the weather like today? And okay, what color shoes are you wearing? Guys, changing lives, these two right here. And they let us be part of their journey. And that's not something everybody is willing to do. It's so easy to talk about all the good stuff. It's easy to talk about, hey, I got my house now, I got baby 4 on the way. But you trickle in all the other stuff that's not as glamorous. And some people would just avoid that and just be like, no, this is who I am. And you guys are willing to talk about it all. And for that alone, I've learned so much from you guys already, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Jackie.
much. And thank you to everybody that is watching.
Yeah, we apologize. I have bad eyes, so I can't even read the comments.
You're
But
fine. You're
I just
fine.
want to send my love to everybody that had positive things to say. And even if you didn't have positive things to say, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Thank you, Jackie, so much for having us on. January 8th, guys.
January 8th.
There is not one negative comment in the whole thing, so don't
I
worry
love
about that
that.
at all.
Thank you so much for all your support.
Look how official they look. Look at that.
Yeah.
Don't they look like badass? Like I'm coming in, I'm taking names, and we're going to get this over right now. But
I
Yeah.
love it.
the thing is, they're doing it the way that makes sense. They're showing respect. They're giving different voices. They're showing that it's all different. So from every corner of the world, I'm going to be cheering you guys on. Okay. Keep me posted. Let me know how everything's going. You know, I'm going to follow and support you as much as possible. Check back into the comments. I'll drop some of the links once I know stuff is going on, and I'll make sure to hype you. So if for some reason the connections aren't made, we'll make sure that they know when your shows are coming. And then also, if you don't hear from Mike LeBlanc, I will make sure to make that connection to you guys, because we're about ready to hear the outro on my song, because we're at that hour point, and he crafted this without me even asking him to. He is just such a kind-hearted artist, and he loves sharing his creative juices. So I can't imagine what he's going to help create for you guys. Thank you for being open to that. And with that, guys, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, God bless.
I'll see you guys around soon. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Bye. Did I tell you you were going to love them, or you were going to love them? Seriously. That's the beauty of this show, is hearing people real live. They're real, but don't you just want to get to know them more? Guys, make sure you're following the H3 network, because it's not just these amazing Hope Junkies. There are so many other people that are going to be dropping the knowledge. They're going to be sharing stuff, real justice impacted folks from a couple different variables in that justice impacted, showing the information. Next week, Monday, December 1st, the very first Monday of December, you are going to be possibly getting to see Hunter and Kristina again. We're hoping they're going to pop in, hoping some of the other people, there's some great people in the comments that are in the H3 network, some people that couldn't make it tonight, but you're going to get to see at least a lot of them on the video that we're going to play. So please make sure that you set those alarms, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard or whatever time zone you're in. This is a weekly show on Monday night, and so many awesome things coming up in December. Guys, I do not have anybody booked for January. You can be a guest too. You don't have to have your own podcast coming out. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to do this or that, but you can be. But you as a human have a reason to get highlighted and to meet new people and have an impact on people. So please consider reaching out if you want to be on the show. I think it is amazing that people want to get to know other humans. I mean, that's a really good sign. So with that, I am going to thank you. I'm going to thank Hunter and Kristina again. Thank Noah for introducing them to me. Thank Bill Hobbs for introducing me to Noah to get to meet Hunter and Kristina, because I don't know when our paths would have crossed, if it was going to take a lot longer, or if maybe we would have never crossed. So please connect with people. If people were in the comments tonight, that means they want to interact and engage with you. So make sure to reach out to them. Let me know if you want to be a guest. Take care of yourself. Okay, here we go. This is Mike's outro for me. This is outro number 2, because he said the first one was too short. So this is only the second time I've played this one. Here we go, guys.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hosting just jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family unification, bring loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track.